right. Welcome, guys. What a full week. What a full schedule of nothing to do. Stand-up comics. Mike's and everybody introduce yourselves.
Come on, man. Do your damn job.
Come on, Gnome. I'm not Gnome Dorman. Introduce yourselves.
Okay, so, yeah, you may have a slightly different camera and light than the other guys because it was set a different time.
What?
So
you talking to me?
Mike's way over here.
Who are you talking to?
Mike.
Okay.
We probably should have worked this shit out before the show started.
Why y'all miss rehearsal?
It does not seem like it's quite as good as the other ones.
Who?
Who is he talking to?
Let's see.
I don't think he can hear us.
Yeah, I think he's muted.
I
think he's not muted, but he's got us muted because he doesn't want to hear the bullshit. Sure.
So he's not listening to us, but we can hear him?
Well, I think it has something to do with me because it's daytime in Los Angeles, so I'm going to spin around.
I hope one of those two people in the conversation is watching this show.
Jeff, a nice place.
Thanks. This is my office, baby.
Oh, your whiteness is paying off, huh?
Yeah, it works out once in a while.
Don't be modest.
You moved to LA and you
Mike
can afford things.
Yeah, you got more room for you.
Yeah, your background.
You should have started that statement by saying, if you're white and you move to LA, you can afford things.
Who's that talking? Is that other Mike talking? Did anybody hear that voice in the back?
Yeah, he pops up on occasion. I think you just caught it though, because
really ruining our flow.
You're a little blown out. Like you're.
Who is he talking to? Who's blown out?
Will somebody tell this motherfucker the show is on?
The show is happening right now. Black Lives Matter.
Hold on, I'm gonna hit him on the message.
That is hilarious.
We can hear him ordering Chinese food. Daniel, what's going on with you yet? You killed anybody? Look at Daniel.
What happened?
Daniel looked like a serial killer.
What? Why?
Daniel, are you back in Norway?
No, I'm here in America.
No, he brings that gray cloud everywhere he goes.
You know what's crazy? It was just thunder and lightning right now, like in Queens.
Yeah, Manhattan.
It was in Brooklyn too.
Yeah, it was. The storm came in real strong and hard. I was outside drinking drinks under awning. You guys are like fucking 3 Dateline episodes.
Yo, you know what's fucking me up is because I don't want to start talking and then Mike pops up again.
Yeah, I think he's done now. I think he figured it out.
Did he get it? Did he get it?
Yeah, I messaged him and let him know he was unmuted.
Yes, we heard the whole conversation with him and his Nana. I'll get eggs, Nana.
So, Daniel, you've been in America since the whole thing kicked off?
Yeah, I can't go back. I don't think they will really let me.
And when he say they, he means his parents.
Yeah.
Will your country let you back in right now? Probably not, because you've been in America.
Yeah, but I gotta go straight in a 2-week quarantine.
Yo, it's so crazy, son. Like, you're like, yo, Canada don't want to let us in. Mexico is like, could y'all please stay over there? I remember when
the Bahamas just said too, they banned. First of all,
yeah, the Bahamas banned us.
Banned us just now, and tourism.
Son, I remember when they couldn't wait for us to show up. I remember when I first started comedy and I started going overseas, dog. When I showed up with an American accent, people were like, "Oh shit, he got money. His money's good. It's strong."
Oh,
son,
boy, were they fools.
They don't even want us in their countries anymore. We're like, we used to treat Mexicans. That's how they're treating us now. Not used to treat. The way we treat Mexicans, that's how they're treating us now.
Here's the good news. We're in America.
The new Mexican.
Really? That's good news to be in America right now?
Yeah, who's like this? Oh, my God, I can't get to Belgium. Who gives a fuck?
Listen, right now, with the
if I couldn't get to America, it's a problem.
With the listen, you can talk all that shit you want. They don't want us over there. They're telling us no.
And we don't want to go.
Yes, we do. We love that cocky attitude. We love feeling special.
Okay,
like, we go to other people's country and brag about being American.
Okay.
We do that.
Okay, we do. But answer me this. Would we rather go there or them come here? Or they rather come here?
Right now, I would rather go there.
They would rather come here.
Not now.
Always. Full COVID. Niggas is dodging bullets in Syria. You think they ain't gonna come here because of COVID?
Oh, you see, not you just took it to the whole fucking other spectrum.
What are you talking about?
Belgium and Syria. I see where you could make that mistake.
Yeah, because King Leonard owned them all, nigga.
I'm just saying, we are persona non grata all over the planet right now, bro. It's fascinating.
And 90% of the country do not give a fuck about other countries.
That's
And what
true.
they think about us.
Crazy?
Who cares?
Do you guys
Somebody
never
from
travel?
Alabama like this, I can't go to Sweden. Eat a dick. Nobody cares about that shit. Fuck off, fucking other countries. Eat a dick.
That's why people don't want us in their country right now, because of motherfuckers like you.
But I go there. They invite me, pay me money. But most Americans do not give a fuck about being welcome in Spain. They don't care about that.
Let me tell you something. They don't care about it until Spain says they don't want them. And that's when they care.
Whose vacation is that ruining?
It's like
somebody from Arkansas. Whose vacation is it ruining? Nobody's. They don't give a fuck about that shit.
Let me tell you something. You have a very warped view of America, bro. You think this is some special shit here? Have you been to other countries?
No, I don't think it's special, but I know Americans. I know Americans, and they do not give a fuck about what Europe thinks of them.
You know, can I tell you something? We're being real black and loud right now because the white guys are just, they don't know how to fucking cut it.
I tried 3 times, but I couldn't.
Yeah, because Daniel's not from here, and JF shot Lincoln.
We just let you do your thing.
Thought it was JW that shot Lincoln.
There we go, same shit.
My great-grandfather, actually.
Oh, nice. Sean J. So what do you guys think? Do you care, straight up, Harry, do you care that Europe is like,
I mean,
mad at us?
I would like, if someone right now was like, yo, you can get on a plane and go to London and be able to do stand-up, I'd be like, all right, I'm out, peace.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
I get that.
Also, I'd rather ride that shit out over there for 6 months until it dies down over here.
I get that, but if you get sick over there, your healthcare works over here.
My healthcare will work over there. They got universal healthcare. If I get sick there, I'm still gonna get taken care of.
Yeah,
universal healthcare don't mean the best healthcare. Ex-Canadians, universal don't mean the best. It just means you get it. It's a Band-Aid for cancer.
Do you think Medicaid's good?
No.
Yeah, exactly. That's the shit I'm on right now.
Do you think that me?
It's better. It's better than that shit.
Do you think that me paying damn near $700 a month for my health insurance, and then when I go to the doctor, I still have a fucking $7,500 deductible? Do you think that's better?
Well, Mike, you have pre-existing conditions.
I don't. Why? I'm black. That's my only pre-existing condition.
You got high blood pressure, the NYPD.
I don't got none of that shit.
You're a risk, motherfucker.
My only pre-existing condition is that I'm dark-skinned.
Yeah, you know that's gonna cost you.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna cost you in America.
Daniel, what are your friends over in Europe? Your dumb friends over there. What do they think about us?
I like it through the dumb in, right?
That you make some baffling choices. I think, yeah. I don't think when you live abroad, you don't get the kind of right point of view on Americans.
Right. But so what do they think? Like, what's their perspective? It might be different, but like if you talk to your best friend back home right now and say, what do you think about America? What would he say?
Well, they keep writing me like, it looks pretty fucked up over there. Are you okay? I kind of they're worried on my behalf. I think from there, it's like we're just dying, all of us. You know?
Right, but your perspective is like they're dumb because I'm thriving, getting pussy, smashing shows.
That's my life, man.
That's your life. I know it. They can talk about what shit they want. The reality is, it's better here.
Yeah.
Not right now.
For who?
Mexicans? What shows are you doing?
I mean, like, no, there's no shows, but listen, we got no shows. Haiti got no Haiti.
No one here.
But Haiti ain't never had no Haiti.
That's not what Will Selman told me.
But you talking about smashing hoes? What hoes you smashing during a pandemic?
But then you can still do Tinder's still working, man. I see niggas on Tinder dates right now. Am I lying?
Really?
I got friends who've been on Tinder dates.
Thank you. Tinder never shut down. You ain't out here, Mike. You ain't out here dating.
I gotta say,
Tinder ain't never shut down.
The most impressive thing right now is that Daniel is still wearing headphones with how loud Sherrod is.
What's that?
Oh yeah. I want to make sure I get it all.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Europe, Sherrod?
Yes, I've been to Europe many times. I was over there during 9/11, doing Holland. I did a tour in Holland several times, but I was over there during 9/11 too. I did Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Den Haag, Rotterdam, fucking Tilburg, Harlem, Utrecht. I did a lot of shows over there. Me and Greer was actually over there. We got there 9:10. Then 9/11, my mother called me in the morning and said, turn the TV on. And we canceled the shows that night. And then we had 2 weeks of shows and they wanted to cancel the tour. I said, fuck no. We doing this tour. We ain't gonna let the terrorists win, nigga. But we'll take off one night out of respect. And all the shows were sold the fuck out. It was me and Greer. And Greer always tell you like this. I was like, you ready to go home now, nigga? Because he was like this. Maybe we should cancel. I was like, no way. We here. And we can't even fly back because the airports are closed. We couldn't even get a plane back for 2 weeks.
Is it because you didn't want to let the terrorists win or you really needed that money?
The money was coming through anyway. That's terrorist money. They gave us first responder money, nigga.
I like how motherfuckers like to take some selfish shit and make it fucking the money was universal shit. I didn't want to let the terrorists win.
The terrorists are gonna win. They'll give us the money. It's like we didn't cancel the shows. Fucking Al Qaeda did, but I was like one night out of respect, and we gonna do the shows. It's like everybody wants to hear from us. We're the only Americans in Europe. Why would we be quiet?
That's crazy. So, did you have a hard time getting back because of 9/11?
We couldn't get it was zero flights for 2 weeks, but we was there for 2 weeks. So once the flights got back on track, then we flew out, but we was already scheduled for that anyway, so we just stayed. But it was the best time of our lives. But it was brutal because you don't want to be trapped out of your town when your town's getting attacked. You don't have to explain. If the New York's destroyed, you don't have to explain what New York was like to everybody else, nigga. It was Puerto Ricans everywhere. Everybody played handball. You don't want to do that shit. But yeah, Europe is great. It's fun to play Europe, definitely because people think like, do they speak the language? They speak more English than Americans.
Especially in Amsterdam.
Definitely in Amsterdam. And they want to know this culture. They want to know.
First time I was ever in Amsterdam, I was talking to a dude at a bar. And I was like, where are you from? You sound like you're from Jersey. And he was like, I'm from here. It's like, what the fuck?
They listen to all our shit.
Let me tell you what's fascinating about Holland. I've been there several times, right?
Yeah.
They swear they're the most progressive people and they're so inclusive. But then it's like, did you watch Trump today?
No.
They asked him a question about him being racist, right? And while he was answering the question, he threw out the China virus. It's like these motherfuckers have no clue. So this girl in Holland told me that, that she was talking about the racism in America and how sad it is. And then she starts talking about people from Curacao, right?
Right.
Who are like Dutch. There's a Dutch colony. Right. And she was like, we invite them in and but she would never call them Dutch. She would always call them fucking people from Curacao. So I'm like, how are you fucking better than us? You're not even while you're telling me you're not racist, you saying some racist shit.
We're saying some racist shit.
In the Netherlands, they have a character called Black Pete.
Black Pete.
Oh yeah,
I've been there for Black Pete celebrations.
I do a joke about that.
I've been there for Black Pete celebrations. I'll be honest with you. It's off colored, but I've seen more racist shit in public school in New York City.
You know what, Sherrod? I'm convinced you're just trying to get back in good with Fox News. Cut it out, son.
Fox News.
Black Pete is a fucking shameful piece of shit holiday, bro.
It is shameful as shit, but it's not American shameful. It's not the same thing.
That's the only
shameful,
thing.
But it's a different shameful. It ain't abusive, attacking. It ain't that. It's kind of like it's being fucking
It comes from minstrel shows. That's like where
Yes, but it's somebody that the kids revered. It's somebody revered. It's like, listen, who's better? A fucking Klaus? Fucking Santa Claus? A German who we celebrate every year? Santa Claus? Santa Claus.
What? So, no.
Santa Claus.
No.
That Nazi.
White people dress up in blackface in Holland celebrating Black Pete. No, Sherrod, there is no silver lining to this shit.
No,
what
I'm
are
not
you talking
silver
about?
lining. It's disturbing. But
It's disturbing. And you know how I found out about it? I was in a car going to do Jürgen Raymond show.
Raymond is light. Raymond is light. Raymond is light.
Exactly. I'm going to do his show.
Many times.
And I did not know it was December 5th, which is Sint Claus Day. If you people out there are interested in looking it up.
Yeah,
and nobody told me that this thing was going on. All I saw was a group of white dudes walking down the street in blackface with afros on.
Did you think my show is definitely sold out tonight?
Yes, but after that, I was like, wait a minute, they're not black. Yo, that shit was so shameful. And
asses and seats.
You guys can't say nothing to me after this.
I can't even imagine Mike being the person. I can imagine you being the person to see that for the first time in front of you.
I flipped out, bro.
I know you did. I'm surprised
you need to hit these motherfuckers. If you run over 5 of them, they will never do that again.
But listen, let me be devil's advocate. If somebody came from another country to America and tried to tell you how to behave in America, what would you say to them? It's your country. What would you say?
To be honest with you, it depends on what it is. This is a celebration. No, I'm not telling them how to behave. I am commenting on a holiday, on a celebration that is at its core the most racist thing you've ever seen. And they tell us the same thing that Confederate flag people tell us. It's part of our heritage.
I'm just being devil's advocate. It might be the most racist thing you've seen, but it's not the most racist thing you experienced.
No.
That's the difference.
But
you might see things that be like this. That looks pretty racist. But it ain't the same hate that you would get from a motherfucking cab driver.
You're right.
A cab driver who won't pick you up is worse than that Black Pete shit.
No, you're right. It doesn't feel like somebody that is denying you anything.
Yes.
But to the Black people in Holland, it's disrespectful, and it creates a situation where some Black men run into like little white kids that start screaming when they see them.
Yeah.
Because they think it's Black Pete coming to get them.
When I was in Amsterdam, they screamed at me too.
But shit, Sherrod.
Yeah, no, I get it. When I was in Amsterdam, they screamed at me too, but they screamed Godfrey. And yeah, it hurt.
I'm just saying, man.
I can't believe that.
You know what I've been getting a lot of Twitter where I have these white dudes. White dudes are fascinating to me, man. Let me tell you something. I didn't grow up around white people, and I only started my first experience with white people was when I was 24 years old, and I got a job at the Museum of Modern Art, and that's the first time I started hanging out around white people.
Yes, you told me.
And you motherfuckers are fascinating. Let me tell you, I can't tell you how many white dudes have tried to convince me that the racism that I think is real in America is not.
That was one conversation you had with Daniel, and he apologized.
They have tried to convince me that it's fraudulent when you say America is a racist society, that it's fraudulent. That if you look at this, that, and the other thing, that is fraudulent. As if the 50 years I've been on this planet just weren't real.
That's more insulting, because it's like you acting like what I say is not valid.
It doesn't matter exactly what I say.
That's insulting.
That's why I say they're fascinating. How they can just dismiss your life. It's amazing. Because their lives are the only things that matter. And in their lives.
Yeah. But let me be devil's advocate, because the white boys seem scared and quiet. Let me be devil's advocate.
They're not saying anything.
But sometimes white people feel the same way.
JF is frozen.
Like they get caught up in a racist fucking wave, and they not that, but they feel like sometimes they got to defend themselves just by being a human being and not being a racist person just because they're white.
What do you say about that, Daniel?
Do you think they don't understand, that they just don't get it because it's like so far removed from them, or do you think they think it for real?
Maybe they just feel like they're getting blamed for something they didn't have a part in, but they feel like that's because they got the team jersey on. People think they play for the team.
Yeah,
and that's their complexion.
I don't, it's just, I think that people live in their reality, and it's very hard for some people to put themselves in other people's shoes.
I agree.
That's what it is. I don't think that, because a lot of them understand that when you talk about slavery, you're not talking about them, because you would be dumb to think that I'm talking about you because you don't own slaves right now.
Right.
But, you just don't, you don't look at slavery from the same perspective that I do. And what's been happening in schools in America where they've been watering down this whole shit, trying to make it more palatable because they want to, they want to have the great country without putting in the work.
But what do you say to somebody like Daniel? What do you say to somebody like Daniel, who somebody in America might just see as a white American, but him and his people had nothing to do with it?
I don't know. I don't know.
But he'll still get the heat.
I have not studied whether Norway was a part of the slave trade, so I don't know.
Right, but not in America they weren't.
I think probably more white slaves.
Well, yeah, they did have that.
But it's not so easy for me to speak on this cause.
Do you feel like an outsider when it comes to talking about this kind of topic?
Yeah, but it's also not my position, I feel, to comment on it. Because, of course,
I'm trying to be Hollywood rich, nigga, and let's have an opinion.
But, of course, you feel it in a whole different way than I will ever, fathom,
How do you feel it as a person from Norway? How do you, when you look at, the race situation, how do you feel it? How do you experience it?
Well, I lived in, several countries, and I felt racism in pretty much every country that I lived.
Yeah.
So I can tell that it's there.
The racism you experience in these countries, I ain't gonna ask you the countries, but is it always against the darker skin person?
Yeah.
Yep.
But in Europe, maybe often against people from the Middle East or whatever.
Yeah. But it's always a darker skinned person.
Of course, yeah. We don't have so much that. One thing though. That I think is that if in the US, it seems that people sometimes are a bit uninformed, more so than in Europe.
Yeah.
It's just more ignorance often, I feel.
People are
they live in a little bubble somehow.
I give you that. Yeah. Like sometimes they try to say that Americans might know less, but people in Europe can know more and still be complacent with that knowledge. Just because you know more don't mean you're active in doing anything. Yeah. So knowing is not power. Doing is.
But I don't think most people really do so much, if I'm honest.
Yeah. People sit on the sideline sometimes because sometimes they gotta really affect you and your personal life. So everybody, that's what everybody. So you could have a dog in a fight, as they would say.
JF, how does watching all this shit unfold? How do you see it? When you watch all this shit that's going on, especially with the Black Lives Matter and all that shit,
it's fucking, what's happening to black people is fucking horrible. But to me, I also, like Sherrod, grew up in New York City public schools, so this shit's not new news to me.
Right.
Black kids getting treated differently than white kids has been my experience my whole life. So it's not like I'm not shocked to see any of this shit. I'm kind of more shocked to see that more white people are finally getting involved.
And I think that's a lot. People get down on gentrification, but I think gentrification gave an opportunity for white from middle America to live around inner city ethnicities.
But I also learn from that. I also believe that the social media and all that shit has connected their worlds so closely now that kids nowadays don't look at race the way that people from our generation do.
One of the best videos I saw was that young girl who taped her parents, but she had the race talk with her parents, and they was trying to tell her, you don't know how they are in the ghetto. And she was like, what are you talking about? And she was just embarrassed about how backward thinking her parents were. The video went viral. It's a great video. I'm sure Mike probably can pull it up. But she was just secretly taping her parents, but they was trying to explain to her why black people are inferior. And she was like, "You sound gross.
That's crazy.
What the fuck are you?"
Imagine realizing that about this.
It was so beautiful. It was great.
I mean, I think a lot of people, especially white people, almost everybody's grows up with somebody in their family who is racist. So you're just like,
I'm that person in my family.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's almost everybody, but like you grow up with that, like it's not unfamiliar to you, but it's also, it's crazy. Like none of the white people I grew up around, or not none of the white people, a lot of the white people in my family didn't go to public school, so they didn't grow up with different people from them. Right. And that's like the greatest experience. I mean, I got a terrible education, but I'm comfortable talking about you guys.
The best part about growing up in New York is that you get to be around other people.
It is.
See, even me going to public school, I went to the only reason that I even was in a class with anybody Caucasian or anybody other than black was because that I was in honor society, so I was in accelerated classes. So then I got to be in class with the one Russian dude that was at my school and the one Indian girl. It was weird. It was like my school was just 99.9% black, except for the accelerated program where there was a couple of my other minorities. If you want to call a Russian a minority.
A Russian kid was Ukrainian and he was Jewish, by the way.
maybe, but it was weird. It was weird. But it's fascinating because like even in a city like New York that you think is so metropolitan and so forward thinking, there's so much segregation, bro.
But going to school, you ran into everybody. So even in your school can be segregated. Your destination in New York can be
the lunch table.
But your route to it is
even the lunch table.
That route to school teach you more than just as much as school. Is that not right, Mike?
What's that? Would you say the what?
Your route to school and the people you ran into on the route to school.
Oh, yeah.
You have to run across everybody.
Yeah.
You got your bagel from a Jewish guy. You got your transfer for the bus from a Puerto Rican. You got the.
Well, I went to Wingate, so I had to walk through Crown Heights from the 4 train, from the 3 train at Kingston Avenue. I had to walk through the Hasidic community.
That's right, all Hasidic
of Crown Heights every day to go to school. I had a Jewish dude one time. I bought some Adidas from him. He had a store on my route, and I finally saved up my money and I went to the store and I kept my eyes on those shell tops and I went and bought them because he had a lower price than you would have got like at Macy's or some shit. So I went and got him and I gave him a $100 bill. And this motherfucker accused me of giving him a counterfeit $100 bill. He was like, he's like, "Is this real?" I was like, "Come on, are you fucking kidding me right now, bro?" He was like, "Yeah." And then he said, "It better be real because if it's not real, I know people in the Jewish mafia," which was so scary.
That's it. They'll raise your rent.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, people in the Jewish mafia. All right.
But see, if you lived in middle America, you ain't walking through a Hasidic neighborhood.
Nah.
So that's why New York and big cities are different because you walk through.
But let me tell you something. Growing up in East New York, I just never saw white people because I never left East New York.
You had a mailman, didn't you? Mailmen were white. Teachers are white. Cops are white.
No, my mailman was black.
Teachers?
Oh, no, teachers are white, but you don't really... But you don't really
The only white people we got to see in the hood is authority. That's why.
Exactly.
That's why it's a problem.
And I have a whole thing about that I do. All the white people that I grew up knowing were in authority positions. So I always thought you guys were dicks.
Like a plantation. That's why it's a problem.
And then when we talk about systemic racism, they don't understand what we're saying. How can I not feel inferior? How can I not be made to feel inferior when everybody from your race that I know is in an authoritative position over me?
Yeah, they try to make me feel inferior, but I don't, nigga.
I couldn't because my pops was a Rastafarian, so he was like, "We are powerful. We are kings."
Above other blacks.
I've always had an inflated ego about my blackness, and I've always been one of them dudes that has been proud to be chocolate because I'm like, Of course, if I'm a black king, the blacker I am, the more of a king I am.
If you're not
That's
selling,
always been my mindset, so they can never make me feel bad. But they do make a lot of us feel bad.
You know what?
A lot of us feel inferior.
Feel worse about being dark? White people or black people?
Well, in my experience, because I didn't grow up, I've never had black people. I never had white people try to make me feel bad about being dark. I've had black people do that.
Yep,
but in my defense, when I met white people, I was grown. So that if they would have said that to me, they know I would have fucked them up.
But had white teachers? You had white teachers when you were young?
Oh, no, but teachers would never say no shit like that.
But they were white, but black kids even said it. Black kids,
but I was also,
we do that to ourselves, that part.
No, yes, absolutely. We definitely got a lot of issues that we need to work out.
White people don't separate lights and the only for the in the house, that's slave shit. Other than that, black people do that to each other.
Oh yeah. I find that white people, the more chocolate you are, the more they fucking love you.
Yep, because they know it's less white hands on your fucking ancestry. They want to deal with a real black person, not a fucking watered down. That's how they think.
That's why I'm 94% black. That's why I'm 94% black. They love me.
Shut up. That's your arrest record, son of a bitch.
What'd you say, Daniel?
That's your arrest record.
I didn't say anything.
Daniel said it.
I
know we tend to break off into black conversations, don't we?
Yeah.
And then I watch JF's face and it's just frozen.
I seen Daniel making out with a black girl, the fat black pussycat.
Are you serious? That's never happened.
I'll tell Liz to pull up the video.
Okay. That's news to me, at least.
You ever made out with a black girl, Danny, in America? First of all, every girl you date here is darker than every girl you date at home. I don't care if she's white or black.
But in America, everybody's a mix, I feel. Yeah, it's hard to tell what people are.
Have you ever dated a black girl in America?
Not dated, no.
Fucked? What, you running through us?
He just said, Daniel just said, I just ran through some black pussy, you know.
He's like, seen in public with her? Never.
I mean, Daniel's pretty exotic.
You're putting words in my mouth.
I think Daniel's a Norwegian gangster.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, when you first got here, who was the first girl that you dealt with here? Like, what was she?
I can't even remember, to be honest.
It's been so long.
But I noticed that there's definitely a difference in how women behave in the U.S. compared to what I was used to. They're way more direct here.
Okay, like what? Like, give me an example.
They sound like they always could be talking about sex.
Yeah, they lead you on like that.
Even if it's something very mundane that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's just a tone of voice. I'm not saying that's what they do. I hope that wasn't sexist.
Is it them or is it you, Daniel?
Yeah.
You're so sexy.
It's probably me. Yeah.
She's like, I got a flat tire. He's like, this bitch just want to fuck.
Yeah, I get it wrong. I'm not good at reading people. That's probably what the real
Talking
thing
about
is.
some flat tire. You just want this dick.
Yeah.
It's lost in translation.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Now, wait a minute. All the girls where you come from, how are they? Are they just timid or it's got to be something?
Yeah, much more timid, but there's a lot of alcohol involved in Norway.
Oh, so when they get drunk,
people get like super drunk, you know?
Yeah, because you only got, sometimes you got fucking, 6 months of darkness, nigga? Yeah, you're going to drink.
Yeah.
Up there by the Arctic Circle.
You know what's funny? It was always my impression that Europeans were a lot more free with sex than Americans. I've always felt like Americans are very puritanical about that shit. You know, we still think that we're on the fucking Nina and the Pinta and shit sometimes when it comes to sex.
Well, that's like the French. I feel like the Scandinavians, like the Mediterranean countries are like, pull your tits out. Who cares? We're like the Scandinavian countries are like, it's cold. We have to be depressed.
So you think it's more climate than moral?
Your climate controls your morals.
It could.
We've all been to Miami. We've seen how those people behave.
Yeah, tits are out. And that's a church. Daniel, okay,
Yeah.
Puerto Rican girl. Did you date a Puerto Rican girl here?
No.
Any Spanish?
I lived in a Puerto Rican neighborhood.
The first nude beach I went to was in Holland.
Oh, wow. Did you go full nude or?
I didn't know it was going to be a nude beach. They just said, let's go to the beach.
Oh,
but I'm guessing every beach in Holland is probably a nude beach.
Yeah, if they got red light district, every beach a nude beach. But it wasn't the nude you wanted to see, was it, Mike?
Well, most times when you do go to a nude beach, there's not the people that you want to see.
It's like, why?
So you bet if you're going to a nude beach, go there because you just like being nude and being free. Don't go there because you think you're gonna see some sexy shit. It is some creatures that like being naked. Huh?
It looked like every teacher I had in high school, butt naked.
Exactly.
Like
yo,
yo,
there are some creatures out there that love being naked amongst other people, yo.
But that's human nature. Most we like. Listen, a pee outside. When you pee outside, it feels much better than a pee inside because we're just mammals. We don't want clothes on. That's an unnatural thing for us.
You want a cross breeze on your nuts.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
but I wish sexier women would be.
You gotta go to the right beaches though. You gotta go to the south of France, and then it's hotter bitches.
Yeah.
It's still gross dudes though in Speedos.
I went to a new beach in Miami, and it was still creatures out there, son.
Creatures, because all freaks go to a nude beach because they can't get naked bitches on a regular beach.
And yeah, you gotta strong arm a lot of motherfuckers for their phone. Like, give me that. Delete. I can't tell you how many times I've had to do that.
You know how many times I've been on a regular beach and they kind of remind me it's not a new beach? Couldn't hear you over my ball sack.
Yeah, it be some really fucking weird motherfuckers on this planet, man. There's some weird people on this planet, bro.
Well, that's what makes the planet delicious.
Creeps.
I like weird. I like out the box. I don't like a fucking just a square. Only if everybody else is not a square, then a square is not a square, and I'm into it. I like an oddball.
You just confused the shit out of me with that one.
Yeah, I've got it.
I smoke too much weed for that one. Only if a square is a square, and then there's the only square, then I'm good with the square.
Yeah, if you were the only square, then you're not square anymore.
Ah, okay. It's like that Twilight Zone where the pretty girl is the ugly girl.
Yeah, that's right.
You ever seen that Twilight Zone?
Yeah, everybody had a fucking pig nose. And
everybody had a fucked up face.
And it's like nothing we can do. We tried everything we can.
Can I tell you, when I was a kid, that was one of the creepiest fucking Twilight Zones to me, yo?
Pretty creepy.
I was like, wait a minute. What's going on? Why is the pretty girl the ugly girl?
Well, you know what? It's just like the monster. Remember the show The Monsters? When the cousin was the hot one?
Oh, yeah.
Like this, you'll never find a husband.
Oh, yeah. She was the normal one.
He was the normal one. I was like this, don't show your face. Don't open the door. You're going to embarrass us.
It's so fucking funny. So true.
But yeah, everybody, that's the whole thing is everybody is that.
What do you mean everybody's that?
Because everybody feels like they're not like everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
We all feel like that. So we all got a piece of her in us that we feel different than everybody else. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah, and most of us are a little. Everyone is different. That's
We're all her. We're all her and them, but her. Even
I don't know that everybody feels that way, because I tell you something. I watch some of these fucking videos online about what's going on right now, and there are some people that you ever see that Jordan Klepper thing where he interviews Trump supporters?
Yes.
And the one lady said that she doesn't believe Barack Obama was born here. Right? And he said, he has a birth certificate. She said, I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't care how many birth certificate he pulls off. I don't believe he was born here, and nobody's gonna change my mind. So I feel, and there's so many people out there that
I don't like a nigga president.
But I'm saying is you see so many people out there that just follow that shit just lockstep, yo. It's like, it's scary to me how facts don't matter anymore. people just follow lockstep. I think
But
there's
that
more
scares
drones.
me on both sides. It's like when black people are automatically Democrats, that scares me too. It's less lockstep. It's like, listen to these motherfuckers.
What I hear is you're voting for
individuals.
You said I'm voting for Kanye?
I would never. I already said black people who don't vote would vote for Kanye. Black people who vote would never vote for Kanye.
I was waiting.
Fucking smart.
Thank you.
I was waiting to hear what he had to say, and then he said Harriet Tubman ain't free the slaves, and I was like, all right. Decision made.
The craziest shit to me when Chance the Rapper was like, well, why aren't people, are you anti-Kanye or more pro Joe Biden? And I'm like, Joe Biden doesn't go off his meds to make 5 albums in 3 days. Like,
even though Joe Biden said some dumb shit today.
Joe Biden says dumb shit every day. Joe Biden's not the guy who any of us want. It's the guy we're stuck with. And we're going to
How sad is that?
How sad is Joe Biden?
No, how sad is it that we say that everybody is kind of like resigned to the fact that Joe Biden is not the guy we want?
That's every
got to get Trump out of there.
That's every election. The only election that I didn't feel like that was Obama.
Yeah.
Well, only election I didn't feel like that my whole life.
I will say this, though.
One, I didn't feel like that.
There is a good chance that I think.
The thing is, you know you're going to have a foot in your ass. You look for the smallest feet.
Would you fucking let JF talk? God damn it. What'd you say?
I think I don't know, do a fine job. I don't, I don't think he's going to do great, but I think he'll do better than what the fuck's happening right now.
He'll be okay.
He'll be okay.
It's insane, bro. It's insane, man. I don't get this. Yeah.
But I tell you that. If your boy
he said some really dumb shit today, though. This motherfucker said that Donald Trump is America's first racist president.
Who said that?
Did he forget about the ones who had slaves?
I mean, we had slave owners, 12, dude. Are you fucking kidding me?
The first 12.
Like
but
the first 40 was fucking...
I'd be like this. Get more slaves. You can't win without slaves right now.
The first 40 were slave owners or wannabe slave owners. God damn, bro. How do you say some ignorant shit like that? Like
Kanye?
You're just trying to get black people.
In my head, I was just like, that sounds like something Kanye would say.
Kanye? Who
said that? That was Joe Biden.
Oh, Biden. Lord have mercy.
This motherfucker said Trump is America's first racist president.
That means you're just tone deaf and out of touch with history.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's just someone trying to say, like.
I didn't hear him say it. So I'm just going to say Mike made it up.
I mean, you can do that if you want. Whatever makes you feel better.
My favorite thing was yesterday, Trump wishing, I don't know how to say her first name, Maxwell, Ghislaine.
It's Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Maxwell, well.
I wish her well. Child molester. First of all, her charges is a joke. They undercharged her. They blamed her. They accused her of being part of molesting the kids with Jeff Epstein. They described that she molested the kids with him, but didn't charge her for pedophilia or molestation. They didn't charge her for it, but they accused her for it in the indictment. That's some white shit, nigga. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life.
She's got money at the end.
You get accused but not charged?
It's money, man. I don't even think, it's I mean, the white stuff is a part of it, but I don't think it's the major part of it is this bitch got money. She got money.
Power. It's power mostly. It's probably power more because there's a lot of people that she probably can name and drop dime on.
Yeah. That's why Trump was like, I wish her well. Like, if you shut your fucking mouth and I win, maybe there's a pardon in the future for you.
You think she's going to get Roger Stone?
If he pardons a child abuser, I'm done, son.
It's a wrap.
I'm moving to.
It's a wrap.
I'm moving to a country in Africa that's having a civil war. If this motherfucker.
But I don't think she's gonna get a pardon. I don't think she's gonna get charged. I don't think she's gonna be found guilty. And if she is, I don't think she's gonna get found guilty on anything serious. So it's gonna be like a year or two. Listen, the fix is in on that.
She's gonna flip. She's gonna talk about Deutsche Bank. She's gonna talk about like Trump riding that plane to Pedophile Island.
She ain't flipping because they know she can flip, and we already know she's gonna kill her. So the kill, we already know she's going to commit suicide.
See now, if I was the prosecutor of this case, I would drag that shit out until after the election. And so if he loses, then she's got no fucking way out.
Money, the fix is in, man. The indictment is garbage. I read that and I was like, is this a joke?
I think some of it has to do because of who she knows, right?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
And who's been on that plane and who she knows hooked up with kids. Pedophilia is so entwined in American politics. It's sickening.
Is it? I mean, that's crazy, man.
Entwined in it. Entwined.
I can't. I don't know.
Dershowitz, all these big lawyers that's mingled up in this shit too. Is like, holy shit. All these fucking judicial and political is holy shit. How many of y'all niggas got small dicks that you want to put it in children?
Jesus Christ. Next level, man.
Next level. That's why they know they got shit over everybody's head. So if you got that, either you're going to die or you're going to work it. And
it's going to be fascinating to watch that shit play out, man. Because, you know.
Ain't no dummy. Her father worked for the motherfucking Israeli Secret Service. Like, he was the head of it.
Was he?
The head of the Israeli Secret Service.
Yo, there is so much shit going on out here that we don't even know about, bro.
Listen, nobody wants me to know what I know, but it just gets stuck in my head. But yeah, her father was the head of the Israeli Secret Service. You don't think she got secrets on, nigga, all these secrets, money. It's dirty business. It's a dirty business. And
it's going to be fascinating to watch this one.
That's the thing. Because age is different in every country. Even, nigga, it's legal to marry a 12-year-old in the United States. 12-year-old. Legal to marry.
Where?
12-year-old.
Oh, no, but yeah, you have to get...
the United States of America.
You have to get parental... You have to get parental consent.
Cult. That's why the cult motherfuckers, 12-year-olds marry 86-year-olds because the parents in the cult, and they say, yeah, you're our leader. 86, Google it. It happens every day in America. 12-year-olds.
You can get
8-year-olds, 80-year-olds.
Who's approving that marriage license?
I know somebody.
Judge Dredd.
I know somebody in New York City who got married at 13 because her mom signed off on it.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
And a lot of times is money involved or religion involved.
She was pregnant.
To another 13-year-old?
No,
the guy was like 19 or 20 or so. It was a pedophile setup. He was grown. He was too old to be fucking with her.
That's legal.
But the mother signed off on the marriage, so she was able to marry him.
We got a party straight.
Who the fuck? How you marrying a what kind of marriage are you having with a 13-year-old? You got to help her with her homework. Like, what are you doing?
That's why niggas look at this R. Kelly shit is like this. That's why people say, where was the parents? Because if the parents said yes, it's no case.
Look, he married Aaliyah. Because the parents signed off and she was 15.
That's America. That's where we live. You ain't gonna go to Thailand and fuck a kid. You can fuck kids in America legally.
Why are people so crazy?
What are we doing?
What's the marriage age in Norway, Daniel?
I think it's New Mexico, Arizona. It's legal, man.
I think it's 18, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I haven't looked into that. Yeah.
Of all the crazy laws and all the wild shit we found out since social media has become so prevalent in everything that's going on with the Black Lives Matter movement, what's the craziest thing that has blown your guys' minds that you found out?
I knew years ago that it's still legal to beat your wife in Annapolis, Maryland, but you got to do it on Sunday at the town square, but you can still legally beat your wife.
That's insane.
Hey, how you doing, America? Because the Navy shit is there. You can legally beat your wife in America. In public. Still in the books.
Yo, when you hear about certain laws, like lynching is not a federal hate crime.
No.
Like when you hear certain things are just not laws, you're like, how is that not a law? Like, how is there not a law against? How is there a law? Like, who argued that you should be able to beat your wife? Like, what was the argument that won?
Because the Navy guys were coming home from serving their country and finding out that their
wives
were
beat on their wives.
And you know what? They was like this. You need to be able to get retribution for that. That's how they felt. Because these guys was risking their lives serving America. So you can come home from the Navy on your long tour and you find out your wife is cheating, you can drag her to the town square and beat her.
You sound a little too excited about that.
I'm just telling you it's law. I'm telling you, you want to respect the law in America, right?
I've never seen such joy in your eyes.
Because laws are fucking garbage. It's man-made nonsense. All of them.
I mean, come on, bro. It's just some shit that we should know is probably wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a law to tell me. I should not need a law to tell me not to beat my wife. Like, that should just be like some shit that I know I probably shouldn't do.
But you want dudes to enlist to protect the country? And most dudes like this. I ain't leaving my girl here and I can't fucking. They be like this. Here, if you left your girl, we give you money, we give you this, and you can beat her if you find out you're cheating.
And they were like,
they wanted to enlist men.
And they were like,
I don't think that was in the pamphlet.
They're like, you didn't. I was skeptical until you said I could beat my bitch when I come home. Sign me up.
Like this. All right, I'm good. I'll protect America.
You know what? It is fascinating. I've done a lot of. I remember I was doing this tour in Germany, and there was one base in Germany where these guys would be in the field for like 6 months. Like they were like, what they described that particular regiment as like the guys that the expendables, the one you send in first to take the brunt of the beating.
Right.
Those guys, they make more money because they're, the tip of the sword. Yeah. So they go in, but they have to train all the time. So they're always out in the field for like 6 months, and they'll come back for a month and then they're gone because they have to constantly be prepared to be in a war zone.
Right.
So they were like, this base right here, when them dudes come back, man, the cops don't sleep.
I'm telling you, it's domestic violence galore. Because first of all, the women ain't even
really
with them no more. Second of all, whatever mission they went out on changed them somehow mentally.
Yeah.
Come back with no fucking psychiatric help before they just push back into the house.
They don't got to go on a mission. It's the training.
It's the training is even fucking.
The training is fucking. You get PTSD from training.
Yo, I was at a base in Okinawa. It was a Marine base, and we went to the club on the base. And we're standing there, all the comics, and we're standing there till we were grown. We were like in our mid-30s or whatever. Right. So most of the people at the party were like youngsters that just were Marines. They're like 20, 23, 24.
4 kids from the South in their early 20s.
Huh?
4 kids from the South in their early 20s.
To end the show, Noam needs the Zoom.
Stop talking.
Anyway, real quick. So we were standing there talking to the security guard. We couldn't start a conversation with him because he kept having to run to go break up fights. All they do is fight.
It's aggression because they are taught. It's just like football players in the NFL because they bang, hit. After the games, the NFL got psychiatrists to talk them down because if they don't, they go home and do the same hitting and tackling with their kids and their wife.
Oh yeah,
you gotta be talked down from that shit.
They have termination. They have terminology like violent hit, play with violence, hit with violence, with extreme prejudice and shit like that. If you beating that into somebody's head, well, how do you think? And they young as fuck. When do you think they're gonna figure out to turn that shit off?
Right. Right.
What does Noam need to Zoom for?
Well, yes. I'm talking in the back what Noam needs. Noam need to open that club up. You need to get some Texas owners in here.
Anyway, well, I guess we gotta go, right?
It's about that time. Anybody do some plugs though? Stop saying goodbye. I'm hosting this goddamn thing. Plug it.
I got no road dates until 2021. So you can follow me on Instagram at the JF Harris.
You've been doing some other podcasts and stuff?
Yeah, sure. I put it up on my Instagram.
Yeah, sure. Daniel?
I'm doing an audition on Friday, so maybe if I'm lucky, I get to do some acting.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
What's it for?
Some kind of sitcom on True TV.
Oh, look at you making your American way, getting your American life on.
Yeah.
Are you going to be the Norwegian guy on the sitcom?
Probably. I'm usually some weird guy.
What if they ask you to do an American accent?
Huh?
What if they ask you
to
do...
I would be in so much trouble.
You can't do an American accent?
Nah.
What?
No, I can't.
Really?
Maybe if I'm alone with a cat or something. But I'm not in public.
Let me hear what you got. Give us a little something.
I'm gonna take.
I can't do it, guys.
Come on.
No, listen,
I'll make it easy. Do a Sherrod impersonation.
Do a Sherrod impersonation. I don't know.
That was great. Now say the N-word.
Oh, yeah. You almost got me.
I almost got you. Mike, you want your plug?
I ain't plugging nothing, man. I've done podcasts, but I don't know their names.
What's wrong with you guys?
So I ain't got nothing to plug, man. I'm just learning how to cook.
There we go. Make a plate. Give me a plate.
Who knows?
Mike, I got master's class if you want to borrow it.
You got a what?
I got master class for all the cooking shit if you want to borrow it.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh no, I signed up for master class because I've been doing a lot of writing. So I've been watching like Shonda Rhimes and Judd and all these cats and trying to, just hear what they got to say.
Yeah.
Trying to, you take what you can and you leave what you don't need.
Yeah.
My good friend Dave Noe, he's the executive producer and creator of what's it? Fucking chef. What the one they open a box and the ingredients is in it.
Oh, Chopped.
Chopped. He created Chopped.
Oh wow, yeah.
And the executive producer of it, yeah, it's a good show.
Who knows? I might come up with a cooking show idea, but
waiting on it.
But yeah, so yeah, I got the master class shit. I've been meaning to check out some other ones, but I've been doing a lot of writing. But it's